my name is Lillian Garrett, and I'm presenting this speech from Baxter Springs for my LCC online public speaking class. And today I'll be presenting on how to do a black and white ball drawing. This shows like basic drawing skills like highlights and depth and things like that. So to start, you're going to get your contact crayon and make a basic ball. And it doesn't have to be a perfect shape, and you're going to do it from your shoulder instead of your wrist. Because moving from your shoulder is going to make it more smooth instead of trying to rotate your wrist. So you're not going to touch the paper at first, and you're going to make that basic ball shape. And then when you feel like you have it, you're going to start making basic shapes. And once you feel like you have a good ball, you can erase the lines that aren't in the ball. So, and there, feel like it has a good ball shape. After that, you're going to make your table line. So that's what your ball is sitting on. That's just straight across. And then you're going to start shading your ball down on the bottom. You can do that with the contact or with the charcoal. I like to do it with the contact crayon because I feel like it makes it a little bit darker and helps with the shading process. You go over it with your charcoal if you feel like you need to. And you're going to start, you're not going to highlight the top part, say our light's coming from up here. So you're not going to draw on this top part because that's where your highlight, your main white point is going to be. So there we have the ball shape and the highlight and the dark spot. And then you're going to blend that out with your finger a bit. You can blend it up, and then it starts to fade and give that kind of highlight shape. And there you have your main white point. And then you're going to take your charcoal and do kind of the same thing, make that black spot. Making kind of curved lines, and then you blend those up. Anything you can do to make your highlight brighter is take the eraser and not make a circle with it, but like pull out from your highlight, and that'll kind of like blend it out and make it, you don't want anything to be outlined really. You want it to be like smooth kind of transitions and such. And you want to shade in your table. You want that to be a little dark, but not too dark, so you're lightly going to go over it with your charcoal here and make a nice gray color. And then blend it out with your fingers. You can also use a paper towel if you don't want to blend with your fingers, but a paper towel is going to pull more of the charcoal and more of the contact off of the paper since you're rubbing with more paper. So I like to use my fingers, I just think it's easier. After you have your base on the table, it's good to go and make your ball on the darker side, outline your ball a bit more. And then after that, you're going to want to darken up here on the highlight because you don't want anything to be outlined, you just want it to be good and transitioned. And then over here is going to be a bit lighter against the ball because that's going to show the dark side of it. You don't want to blend all the way up here because that's where your light's coming from, so you want it to look lighter up there. Blend all that out with your finger and pull away from it to make that fade. We're going to go in with our charcoal again. I like to go in with the charcoal because it's a bit softer and it blends out easier rather than doing it with the contact crayon. Contact's basically just for like trying to get the basic shape started. And pull from that to kind of blend it out. And this is an eraser pencil. It's good to have for like details and stuff when you're detailing around things for light spots. So it's good to take and make a little circle there. That's going to be your main white spot. And then pull your charcoal in toward that to fade it good. And then the last step after you have your ball in your background is the cast shadow. And cast shadows are really important because that shows that it's like a real object. Like everything has a cast shadow. So you're gonna start kind of down toward the middle of your ball and kind of down here on the edge and make kind of an oval shape because that light's coming down from the top, so it's not gonna be a perfect circle. And then your cast shadow, depending on the object, is usually solid black. So you just fill it in. I like to fill it in with the charcoal because it blends, again, it blends easier. So fill it in with your charcoal and blend it out all the way up to your ball. And then erase if you need to make it sharper. And then the last thing is detailing. So that's gonna be like putting in your reflective highlights, which is where the light from up here is gonna bounce off the table back up onto the ball. So you're gonna do like a line where it's bouncing off for the most part. And then a lot of things have like the little circle where it's kind of bouncing off from a certain angle. And then your main highlight, you can brighten that if you need to. And then there you have your basic black and white ball. This shows good depth perception and like basic shading on how to draw highlights